Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another Orly Colorpass review. Like it or not, according to Orly, it's fall now. We have been blessed with the fall Colorpass. That really seems insane to me, considering that where I live, it's been pushing 90 degrees every day or even over with like 1,000,000,000,000% humidity, but you know what? Orly knows best, so I don't know. They're in California, aren't they? What do they know about seasons? They do always ship out much earlier than the actual season so that you have the stuff by that season, so I appreciate it. But man, it just feels weird. Like there's like Halloween and back to school junk out already, and I'm like, not ready. Like, give it a minute. So this is the last Colorpass in my yearly cycle that I've prepaid for, which means that after this, I have to decide, do I want to continue my subscription or do I want to cancel it? And I'm sure once you guys see my review, you will know my decision, but I'm going to tell you at the end anyways, because that's the point, right? And this year, 2022, we've been getting like a unified umbrella theme for each Colorpass, and I'm not sure if they did that in past years and I just wasn't paying attention, which more than likely that's the case. But I looked up the themes for last year's Colorpasses and I didn't feel like they were as unified as this. So the overarching theme of 2022's Colorpasses has been art styles. You know, the spring Colorpass was Impressionism, then summer we had pop art, and now we have Surrealism, which is really cool. And I'm really liking that kind of unified theme thing that they're doing. I hope they keep doing that if it wasn't something that they were already doing. I don't know. Now, I'm like an art pleb. I know like very basics, but I think most people, when you think of Surrealism, your mind would automatically go to Salvador Dali. At least mine did. He's the dude with the melting clocks. There's also, you know, like the apple in the guy's face painting. There's that guy who painted that Ceci pipe painting. Like, I think Frida Kahlo might even fit under this, but I don't know a lot about art. But the cool thing about this, the yearly theme, is that it has made me more interested in reading up on these different artists and looking into different paintings and things like that. So that was kind of like a weird side effect that I've had from these Colorpasses this year. I like that. I like knowing about a lot of things that probably won't help me in life. So I'm going to show you everything that came inside the box, and I'm going to show you swatches, show you live swatches, and try to show you some dupes for a few of the polishes in here. But before I get into all of that, for those of you who are not familiar, let me just explain really quick what Colorpass is. Colorpass is a quarterly box that you can subscribe to and pay upfront, or you can get each quarter individually as you choose. The yearly subscription costs $119, which is what I currently do, or you can buy each quarter individually if you want to pick and choose for $36 a piece. If you do the yearly sub as opposed to the buying them quarterly individually, you'll save $25 right off the bat right there. And if you do the yearly subscription, you are saving $109 off of the actual like full price sales price. So if you went out and you bought each individual polish as they came out each quarter, if you got them in the Colorpass instead, you'd be saving $109, which is pretty nice. If you're an Orly fan, this is a really great deal. However, the only downside to doing the yearly is you don't get to like defer a box or anything like that. You just get what you get. So if you're someone who doesn't feel like you're going to use everything every quarter, you might want to just sit out the boxes and wait for one to come along and buy only that box. Which is why I do these reviews, so that for those of you who do it like that, you know if you want to pick it up or not. Each box contains that season's new 6-piece collection, so you're getting the brand new collection before it even goes on sale to the masses, which is cool. And then each box usually has 1 to 2 extras. Sometimes they throw like coupon codes in there and stuff, but not too frequently. Usually it's just extra stuff. Nail treatments, extra polish, tools, that kind of thing. And I really look forward to those as well. They're just like fun little add-ons. So with all that said, let me show you what's in the box. I'm not actually going to unbox it for you because I sat on the box. I don't know, I broke the box. Whoops. So I'm just going to show you what's in the box, show you the extras, show you the live swatches, my full hand swatches, some dupes, and then I will give you my overall thoughts at the end. Okay, so the first little extra we got in our box was this matte top coat, and I'm going to showcase it over every single shade that we got as well so you can see how it performs. And we also got the Orly Genius Remover for gel, lacquer, and hybrid. It's just a nail remover. And here is the card that came in the box that just shows you the pricing for the bonus items, a little nail art tutorial. It gives you a little bit of a blurb on the collection, and it shows you every single color in the collection. The first polish we have is Persistent Memory, and this is a deep red cream. All these creams perform pretty much how you'd expect Orly creams to perform. They definitely all need 2 coats, just if you're using kind of the right coat thickness, at least on my nail length. But I did not find them to be overly watery. I didn't have any issues with flooding. I did have issues, however, getting the lighting right to capture these on camera because they are a bit deeper in tone for a lot of these, just to fit the surrealism theme. But on the left, we have a glossy top coat, and on the right, the Orly matte top coat. Second is Stop the Clock, and this is a kind of shimmery metallic-y color, one of 2 in the whole box. This is kind of a rusty red with kind of like maybe an orangey flip in there. And at first I was worried that maybe these were going to be a little bit streaky because sometimes you have that with these more shimmery metallic types. But I found that even when I wasn't being careful with my brush strokes, I did not see any streaks at all. And once it dried down, you can see with the glossy top coat, no streaks. This is Elysian Fields, and this is a tough one to capture on camera. It definitely pulls a little bit browner on the camera than it is in real life. This one is another 2-coater cream, just like the rest of them. And while it looks a little bit thin on that first coat, I think it's just the nature of this kind of a color. But on that second coat, it completely deepens up, is fully opaque. Even on slightly longer nails, you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, it is a bit darker here than it is in real life. I tried to get the pictures to look true to life, but it was tough. Here we have Metamorphosis, and it's like a teal with a coppery or pinky shimmer running through it. Similar formula to Stop the Clock, which we looked at earlier. And I feel like this one will probably stain your nails if you wear it for any length of time longer than a quick swatch, but it is really beautiful. Again, it doesn't have those streaky qualities that you sometimes find in these types of polishes. I feel like this one you can see a little bit more brush stroke than the earlier one, but it's negligible in my opinion. Fifth is Ceci n'est pas blanc, and this is kind of white, kind of not, as the name implies here. It looks white until you put it near something that's white, and then I feel like it's either got kind of a creamier tone to it, or perhaps even a very, very, very light gray, if you're in my brain at least. And this was the only one where I wasn't sure if I was going to need more than 2 coats, but I found that on that second coat, it did get very opaque there. And I will say, I feel like it doesn't look as toothy when it's glossy, but it does when it's matte. The final polish in this collection is Dreamers Awake, and it is a very simple, lighter gray cream. And again, same as all the other creams in this collection, goes on looking maybe just like it's going to be a little bit sheer, but it does deepen up on that second coat. No issues with flooding or pooling or anything like that. And even though this is a lighter color, still only need 2 coats. And I think that all of these colors look beautiful, matte and glossy. I really, really like them matte though. So what did you guys think of this particular collection? For me, like I said at the beginning, art pleb, I don't know a lot, and surrealism is definitely one that I knew way less about, so I decided to Google it, I guess, and I was reading up on like the characteristics of the style and imagery that is common to surrealist paintings, and basically it's very dreamy, very bizarre, kind of like how do you separate what is real from what is not real, kind of like that kind of stuff. And I'm here for it. I thought it was really cool. I mean, like I said, I'm familiar with some of Salvador Dali's work. We all are. The melting clocks, come on, it's iconic. But outside of that, I couldn't really conjure up a ton of paintings in my head, so it was cool to kind of look into that. We also got a couple different finishes in this box, which again, I am all for. We got 4 creams and then 2 kind of like shimmery, metallic-y type polishes. Last year, I was super disappointed because the first 3 collections of the year were 6 creams a piece, and then the last collection was the only one that had anything that was like a different finish. This year, you know, with the spring one, it was 6 creams, and then the summer one had some like shimmery metallics in there, or it just had 1, I think, plus a weirdo topper. And this one, you know, it's got 4 creams and then the 2 shimmery metallic-y guys, and so I was pretty happy with having a little bit of diversity in there. Not only diversity in the finishes though, like some of these colors are funky. Like 2 of them in particular, Elysian Fields, that green, I don't know, I should just pull it out. The green that is kind of like gross brown, and then this like blue, goldy, copper, pinky shimmer one. These are very interesting colors to me. But I liked the whole color palette together. It's reading a little bit dark on camera, but it is just really cohesive to me. They all look beautiful together. So let me scoot over here because I'm gonna talk dupes and I'm gonna throw some pictures up as well as some footage. And let's just go straight through color by color. So the first color is called Persistent Memory, and that's that cream, like deeper red tone, that kind of winey red. And on the left-hand side, if I've got my directions correct in my brain, you will see, I don't know how to say the brand, it's like XXVZ. I don't know if that's supposed to be read like Roman numerals or what, but the color is called Punk It Out. And we also have on the right-hand side, Zoya's Pepper. Now, I feel like both colors after 2 coats were pretty similar. And I had a surprising amount that were similar in tone to this Orly, but just maybe a little bit more berry leaning than truly red. I think that this will be an easy color for most of us to dupe out in our collections. I mean, I'm someone who openly is like, nah, I don't care about red polish. I don't actively buy red polish as much as I do other colors. And I still had like a ton to choose from dupe-wise. So I don't think that this will be anything super unique to anybody's collection for the most part, but it does fit with the overall collection very well. Okay, I just brightened up my camera a little bit. Hopefully that helps show these colors off. It's just kind of dark outside right now. But moving on to that next color, and that's that first shimmery reddy brown. It's called Stop the Clock. And I figured that the shimmers were going to be harder to dupe out just because fun finishes usually are. But I decided to go with, here on the left is China Glaze's Now or Nova. This came out in the Halloween collection last year from China Glaze. And then we have OPI's Dressed to the Wines, which I have a little itty bitty mini of. And I would say the spirit is there for sure, but I think that Stop the Clock pulls like a little bit more orangey or even like a coppery brown in tone than the 2 that I picked out, which are a little bit more red or berry. Next up, we have Elysian Fields, and this color, I cannot for the life of me get it to show up on camera the way that it truly looks in person. It keeps pulling like browner on camera, but this is just the nastiest, most disgusting little green you've ever seen, and I'm obsessed. All right, so I opened it and I was like, I don't think I have anything like that, and I almost don't. I had 2 that I felt like were pretty similar. So the first one is not a cream, but the idea is there. It feels like the base is pretty close. And on the left, that will be Enchanted Polish's Garden of Magic. The base is jelly, but it builds up to a similar color to the Orly. And then it has a bunch of colorful flakies in it. And obviously, you guys all know Enchanted is not with us anymore. But if you do have this in your collection or you see it in a D-stash, it's a really cool polish. The other one, and I was not the only one to think of this, I saw other people also using this as a dupe. This is Clean Colors Fashionista, and I remember when I got this polish, at first I was like, ew, that's gross, because I wasn't really into greens, and now I'm like, ew, that's gross. And I would say they're pretty similar in tone. In person, because on camera, like I said, one is pulling very brown. Like this looks straight up like a murky brown. But in person, the Clean Color looks just a smidge lighter. So, you know, if you can find the Clean Color alone, or if you have it, you really probably wouldn't need this Orly. But man, this Orly is fine. Metamorphosis is the next one, and that's that tealy blue with that pinky coppery flip into it. It is safe to say this one is truly unique to my collection. You'd think like, oh, Hillary, you have almost 1,600 nail polishes. How is anything truly unique anymore? Well, guess what? I found one. I had nothing close at all. Like, I don't have anything like this. So that's nice to have. Then we have Ceci n'est pas blanc, which is a white, but it's not, you know? I mean, true to the name. It's, when you look at it, it looks white. But when you put it with a white, it no longer looks white. You get what I'm saying? It's like this creamy off-white, or it's like the lightest gray. And so you guys know me, I'm not a big white wearer. So I really didn't have much. I do have one really weird shade from Zoya called Charlotte. And it's a mini. I got it for free once. I've never really seen anybody mention this polish. And it is definitely like deeper in color than the Orly, but it is quite literally the closest thing I had in my collection in that kind of dingier tone. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like dingy. It's like a dingy white. So yeah, it's not exact, but it's the only thing I could find that was similar. But like I said, I don't have a huge white collection, so I wasn't surprised that I couldn't dupe that one out. And finally, we have the gray, and this is called Dreamers Awake. And I have a couple that I feel pretty much perfectly match, but I love gray creams, so I have quite a lot of them. So I wasn't surprised that I was able to dupe this out. Now on the left, I put, do you see me? Like I keep thinking like, did I put it on the left or the right? I'm very bad at directions. On the left, I think, is KB Shimmer's My Life's Porpoise. And I think that it might have just a, yeah, it definitely has like a drop more blue in it than the Orly, but it's pretty close. So if you have that, I would say you don't need the Orly, even though I have them both. And then on your right, I have Crete's Concrete, and I reviewed these on my channel like towards the beginning of my channel. This was a brand that Lil Yachty started and then 6 months later left the company, so I don't know what's up with that, but these are like really weird. You push it up and you paint your nails like that, and it dries down matte, but I mean if you put a glossy top coat over it, I think it looks pretty similar. So the gray was very easy for me. So those are the dupes. Let's get into my actual thoughts. So first of all, Hillary, what's your favorite color in the box? I will give you like 3 seconds to guess that. You are right. It is Elysian Fields, the green. I opened the box and I showed my boyfriend this and he was like, Hillary, that literally looks like. And I was like, yeah, isn't it great? It's perfect. And he was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah, I love this with my whole heart and then some. It's perfect. And I cannot wait to wear this a ton. The other color that I really loved from this box was Metamorphosis. It's such a cool color. That teal with that kind of, it's pinky orange, but I guess you'd call that copper. I can't nail it down, but that shimmer running through it, like I said, it's completely and truly and fully unique to my collection. So I'm so glad I have this. I love it. But ultimately, I thought that this whole collection was really good. Even though there are two like reddish colors in there, I would say the only one of these colors where I was just kind of like, I could take it or leave it, is this like metallic-y red. I just don't much care about that color one way or the other, but I don't dislike it. I like this red, and I don't usually feel myself drawn to reds. And I even like this funky, like gross, dirty white, I guess, because again, I don't have anything like it. And I think that that would be a great white to use as a base for some stamping where I don't want the background to be so starkly white. Because I've had a few instances where I wanted to do something like that, but the whites I have are just too bright, too poppy. So I think that I'll probably use this Orly for something like that in the future. So the extras that this came with were a matte top coat, and we also got 8 ounces of the Orly Genius Remover. These weren't the most exciting extras for me. In the past, we've gotten like extra polishes, cool toppers. One time they sent a keychain, which I liked it. I thought it was cute, but a lot of people did not like that keychain. And then they sent pins once, and I loved those. Those were cute. They've sent tools in the past, but these, I don't hate them. I just wasn't like thrilled for them, and I'll explain why. So for the top coat, historically, I have hated every top coat that Orly has sent us. Like, I'm a stan for the Orly Bonder base. I love that. I love their base coat. I buy it in huge like salon bottles and I just refill my bottle. Top coats though from Orly, completely different story for me. They sent us, I think it was last year, this Orly Second Dry, and this was their quick dry top coat. And it does dry quick, but it is thin. It's very thin. It just makes your nails look, or at least my nails, it made my nails look so ridgy because I'm used to a like very plush quick dry top coat, something that's like thicker, glossier. This was thin and just kind of dull. So as you can see, I haven't really used too much of that one. And then more recently, they sent us this Shining Armor Longwear top coat that looks like it's supposed to be gel. I did not have a good experience with this, and I think it's like really expensive. I can't remember the price. Yeah, girl, I just looked it up. It's like $15 on their website. This is not worth $15. Don't buy this. These have not been the best for me. So when I saw that they put a top coat in the box, I was like, uh-oh, don't like that. But as disappointed as I was initially, pleasantly surprised. I like matte nails, but a lot of times matte top coats don't look like super, super matte, like chalkboard matte. They have like more of a satiny finish, you know, it looks a little bit shiny. That is not the case for this, and I showed you in my full hand swatch photos, I showed you both glossy and matte, and that matte was using this top coat. I found that it didn't dry down very quickly because matte top coats do not, but it mattified really quickly. And I've had other top coats that are as matte as this, but they take forever to like fully matte out on the nail. For example, the Ceci one that I used to use, that one, it would like spread really weird and it wouldn't always matte the whole nail for some reason. And the Hollow Taco one also takes a weirdly long time to go fully matte on my nails. This one, it mattified uniformly and almost instantly, and for that I'm grateful, because if it takes forever to mattify, it takes that much longer for me to take the swatch photos. So thank you, Orly Matte Base, or Matte Top Coat. And according to their little card that they include, this is a $12 item. Now, the other item that they sent in this box is their Orly Genius Remover. And the reason why I wasn't like hype about this, it's not about the product itself. It's just that like I have more remover in my home than most people go through in their entire life. I have approximately 2 gallons just everywhere in here. If my house caught on fire, it's all over for this room. It'd just blow up. But that's why I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't really care one way or the other. However, I do think that these items make sense in a box like this. So I don't think it takes away from the box. I just think for me personally, I was like, whatever. But I ended up liking both of them. A lot of people, including myself, instantly were like, how does this compare to Zoya's Remove Plus. And I think we were all like, well, they're both purple, so they're the same, right? Kind of. They kind of are. I think these two products are very comparable. Definitely Remove Plus smells better than the Orly Genius Remover because yes, I did smell them both. Thank you very much. This one has like a sweeter scent that I don't like associate with acetone or a chemical. Whereas this one, you can still smell that little bit of acetone peeking through, but it does say that it has eucalyptus, peach, and green tea extract. And when I was removing polish with this, I could smell like a whisper of that kind of a scent. Mostly I think the eucalyptus, but it didn't smell horrible. In the same way that like acetone can be really pungent, this was not like that. One of the big reasons people like Zoya Remove Plus is because it's not as harsh on your skin. I can remove a full manicure and my cuticles and the skin surrounding my nails doesn't look super dry afterwards in the way that it does with acetone. And I would say that the Orly Genius Remover has the same effect. The one thing I did notice is when I was removing the matte nails, I removed a couple hands worth with each. And I found that with one swipe with the same pressure of Remove Plus versus this, the Orly Remover, Remove Plus was not as efficient. The Orly Genius Remover took off more of the polish with one swipe than the Remove Plus did. And, you know, I made sure that they were both pretty equally saturated on the cotton pads and things like that. I just think the Orly Genius Remover is a little bit stronger than the Zoya Remove Plus. And the other kind of benefit of Orly Genius Remover is the Genius Remover is $9 for 8 ounces right here, what you see in my hand. The Zoya Remove Plus on Zoya's website is $12 for the same amount. The biggest like plus that I see from Zoya Remove Plus over the Orly Remover is the bottle mechanism, because this is a flip top. So you twist this to unlock it, you flip the cap open, and then you can just push down with your cotton pad and it forces the liquid up and it saturates your cotton pad. And that's really convenient. You don't have to make a huge mess. You can just set it on your desk and pump away. Very nice. I love these bottles. Whenever I run out of Remove Plus, I save the bottles and I put acetone or more Remove Plus in them. With the Orly Genius Remover, it is like a cap that you just squirt it out. And it's not like it's inherently messy or anything. It's just the ease of use from the Zoya Remove Plus is better. But this is like $3 cheaper. But one thing I will say, this bottle keeps leaking. No matter how tightly I twist it, like you can see it just keeps leaking. Just in the time that I've been like throwing it around here, it's getting all over my hands. But it smells pretty nice, so I guess that's okay. And don't take this as me like harping on Zoya Remove Plus. I literally just bought 2 32-ounce bottles of it from the 70% off sale. I like this remover. I think it's really nice and it's good on your skin. I'm just saying, if you wanted to save a couple bucks for something similar, here you go. So that is everything that came in this quarter's color pass. And now the question I have to ask myself is, am I going to resubscribe? Duh, yeah, of course I am. This is my favorite box of the year, but every box for me has gotten progressively better. So I really hope that they don't like do what they did to me last holiday and just like punch me in the face with that box, which I hated. That's the only Orly box that I've like outright just been like, I don't want anything to do with this. And a lot of people did like it, so I'm not gonna like say like, oh, it's bad. It was just not my personal taste. But all the boxes this year have been great. This is my absolute favorite one, especially like this could have carried the whole box for me, but I really did truly love everything, even the extras that I was disappointed about at the beginning. And so yes, I'm going to renew. I'm weak to nail polish. And actually, you know what? I already had the money set aside for this. So it's not like I'm pulling out $119 out of pocket every year. What I do is each month I put $10 into my Orly Colorpass sinking fund, and then by the time renewal rolls around, that money has been pre-allocated to the Orly Colorpass. That's how crazy I am. Maybe someday I will stop the Orly Colorpass, but not this year, and so the Orly Colorpass reviews will keep on keeping on. I hope you guys enjoy these reviews from me. I hope you guys are enjoying my addition of the dupes portion to my reviews. It's a lot of fun, and I think that it's fun to dupe stuff out, I guess, surprisingly. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this collection. If you got it or if you plan to pick it up, let me know what your favorite shade is, and let me know why it's this one, okay? It's so good. Expect me to never shut up about this for the next 6 months or so. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.